If you're coming to Barcelona this July 2024, in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the best concerts and festivals, some exciting sporting events, and what activities you won't want to miss. But before we get too deep into the video and you start taking all of these notes, I've compiled all of this information for you in my July monthly guide to Barcelona that you can take with you while you're here, included with full maps, a list of all the activities that I'm going to recommend, and even things that I couldn't fit into the video that are taking place throughout the entire summer that you won't want to miss. You've got a QR code right here that you can click on, or I'll leave a link in the description below. Just like in June, July is also a big month for concerts over here in Barcelona. And with the great weather, especially into the evenings, I always recommend getting out and checking out one of the concerts that you can find. We're gonna see all sorts of different festivals throughout the month. You've got concerts pretty much every single day, but the biggest by far that will be taking place towards the beginning of the month from the 10th to the 13th is the Cruella Festival. And just like we had over in June, it's one of the biggest concerts that goes over to the Park of the Forum. Really more than just concerts, it's gonna be more of a full experience with comedy, art, food, all around. And with views out to the Mediterranean, it's always a cool venue to get over to and check out some of the artists that are not only gonna be the locals, but also some international artists as well. If you don't wanna make your way up to the Forum and get up the coast, you can stay a little bit closer to the center by the Barceloneta and go to the San Sebastian beach. This is the area right next to the W Hotel. We're gonna have two pretty cool concerts that are going on the 11th and 12th of July. It's gonna be the Barcelona Symphonic Orchestra and the Liceu Orchestra, along with the choirs for the Palau de la Música Catalana. They're gonna be performing free concerts on the beach that definitely will be something to check out. It's part of the big cultural regatta and one of the big things that they've been setting up for the America's Cup that's coming on later in September and October. But they've got events going on throughout the entire summer, getting everybody pumped, getting everybody ready for the big event. And this year, it might be the concerts that I'm most excited to see. Now, we've already talked pop and classical concerts, but if you're more of a rock fan, the Barcelona Rock Fest is at the very beginning of the month, the 5th, 6th, and 7th, not in the center of Barcelona, but in a town, Santa Coloma de Gramenet. You can see what is always a pretty popular concert with a lot of different bigger groups for that rock music. Now you've got two other concert series that are running throughout the month of July that I always like to recommend and really just make sure that you know about because they've got some pretty cool artists that hit up these spots and both are at really nice venues. They're evening concerts as well, and being out in the evening, as I mentioned before, in July is always a real treat. So the first is the Alma Music Fest, and that's going to be over at the Pobla Espanyol. Now, if you go online and check it out, there are some events that are already sold out, so you want to make sure that you grab your spot if you're interested in going over there. But the Pobla Espanyol is always a place that I recommend to get over to and really not just see the concerts. They always have all sorts of different events throughout the year, but also just to check out the surrounding area. It's a place that was made for the 1929 Universal Exposition with copy and replica buildings of places from all over Spain, all in one spot. So you can kind of visit all of Spain without even leaving Barcelona. The other concert series is going to be Nits de Barcelona. This is running with concerts basically every single night through the month of July, and it's at the Gardens of Pedralbes. And this is actually where the Alma Music Fest used to be held. Now, I ended up over there a couple years ago and saw a Jessie J concert, of all things, and I ended up having a really good time. The venue is great, and they do have a lot of food stands usually around beforehand. The one concert that I'm probably looking the most forward to out of the two is over at Nits de Barcelona, where Luis Fonsi will be here on July 25th. Now, summer in Barcelona is really a time when some of those big neighborhood festivals really start kicking off. The biggest and best known really do happen in August, but July, we've got two that are going on from the middle of the month until the end that you can definitely take advantage of. The first that you can check out is going to be the Festa Major de Raval, and this is always held around the 16th of July, celebrating the patron saint of one of the parish churches in the neighborhood, Mare de Déu del Carme. What they always do is they put it on the weekend just before. So what you're gonna have from the 11th to the 14th of July is that neighborhood festival in the area. Now, I don't have the plans, the program, or anything that hasn't come out yet, but once you get closer, you'll be able to see what happens on those specific days. The Raval is always that place that a lot of people talk about maybe not being the safest place, but this might be your opportunity to go and check it out because there'll be people all around to see all of the different cultural events. Each of these different neighborhoods has their own giants that parade around the parts of the city. They have a day for the castellers, those huge human towers that are created upon all sorts of other things that are going on in the neighborhood. And the Raval, being such a multicultural and multiracial area, has all sorts of different cultural offerings, especially things like the rumba catalana. And if you've never heard about that, it's kind of like the Catalan version of flamenco. The second that you can check out is the Festa Major de Poble Sec. And the Poble Sec is just across the street from the parallel avenue from that Raval. It's going to be taking place from the 19th to the 28th. So you have a lot longer to get over there and check out the festival that'll be going on in some of the bigger places around the area. The Plaza del Surtidor, you've got the Three Chimneys Park, El Molino, and there's a big famous street in this area called Carré Blay. So you always have all sorts of different pinchos to get over and check out when you're there. Now the Poble Sec is an area that is between that Raval and Montjuïc, and it's a place that maybe not as many people get over to, but it's one that you can definitely find a lot of different things going on. There's also a really cool bomb shelter left over from the Civil War here that you can visit. And when all of this is going on, they've got sorts of different activities, cultural events, again, like those giants, the Day of the Castellers, the Correfoc, the fire run that goes on throughout the streets as well. And it's always something like the Festival for the Raval that if you're here in Barcelona, you definitely want to make sure you check out some of those neighborhood festivals. Throughout the summer, with all the patron saints in all the different areas and neighborhoods of Barcelona, there are all sorts of festivals. These are just two of the largest that you're going to have right in the city center. And remember, these are opportunities to really explore other areas and get out of those bigger tourist hubs and see some different things. So you're definitely going to mark down these dates and make sure you get over there. Now, usually with these monthly guides, I like to recommend some football matches that you can go over and check out. But with FC Barcelona on its summer break, you won't be able to see any of those soccer games while you're here in Barcelona. So you're going to have to switch out that soccer ball for an American football and get over to see the Barcelona Dragons play. And that's right, I did say American football. The Barcelona Dragons, if you played Madden back in the day, are that same team that you could select as one of those European clubs. And this year they're looking to do great in the league and they need your support. So get on over to the Barcelona Stadium and you've got games on the 6th, the 13th, and the 27th. Now, the most important by far is going to be that game on the 13th against the Madrid Bravos. The Madrid Bravos are a newly created club, and they actually beat the Barcelona Dragons at the end of May in their first game at their home stadium. So we've got that victory that we're hoping to get on that return leg here on the 13th. So if you're looking to see some American football in Barcelona this summer, all of those tickets can be got on Ticketmaster. I'll put a link in the description below. One of the bigger events this year that's really going to last the first 3 weeks of the month is Pride Barcelona 2024. Now, it's really going to start on June 28th to commemorate the Stonewall riots and International Pride Day, but it's going to run through the 21st of July. The biggest days are set up to be from the 18th to the 21st, where you're going to have 3 different places that you can go over to and celebrate. You've got the Plaça Catalunya, the Plaça Universitat, and even Passeig Lluís Companys, which is over by the Arc de Triumph. The big day that's going to be happening with the big parade for Pride this year is going to be July 20th. So you'll see a parade throughout the city. But apart from all of that, throughout the entire almost month of celebration, you've got different museums that are going to get involved and change their exhibitions. You've got different stores that are going to get involved for the commerce in Barcelona, all sorts of concerts and different special events. I'll leave a link in the description below for anyone that's interested in checking out all the different offers they have throughout the month. Now remember, with this monthly July update, I'm really focusing on some of the bigger events that are going on just in the month of July. But with summer in Barcelona having so many different things going on that range throughout the entire summer, you've got some awesome events that you don't want to miss out on. One of my favorite things to do is go over to Sala Montjuïc, right next to the castle on the top of Montjuïc, and have an open air cinema. You've got movies on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You've also got some open air cinemas on the beach. You've got concerts that are over with the Grec Festival all throughout the city. And you've got concerts at the top of the Casa Batlló, things you don't want to miss. I can't cover them all in this video. Fortunately, I've made a video all about the best things to do while you're here in the summer. So watch this video next and you won't miss out on anything while you're here.